guys, welcome back to our channel.
Hey everybody.
We are going to recap our San Francisco part of our spring break trip. We didn't, again, record too much while we recorded footage, but we didn't, talk through it. But it was fast.
And everywhere we went was loud or super windy. So it was hard to hear anything we would have said anyway, unless we're in the car.
It was super cold. So we only had, 7 hours there?
About, yeah.
So we tried to do, all the San Francisco things, all the touristy things within those 7 hours. So
We did a lot of them.
we did. First, we drove in through the Golden State Bridge.
Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh, God.
Golden State Warriors, Golden Gate Bridge.
Same city, right? Golden State is
I mean, they
big.
played it in Oakland, but, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We came into the Golden Gate Bridge,
Mm-hmm.
which, again, you know how big it is, but as long as it takes you to get across, it's crazy.
It was really cool. It was cool to see. You can easily see why people are so obsessed with it.
And she hates going above water, so I'm surprised she enjoyed that.
I didn't see any water until we got out. So
now it makes sense why you didn't want to walk across it.
And it was cold.
Yeah, it was freezing.
It was freezing. So I didn't know this before we got to San Francisco, but supposedly San Francisco is really known for its pretty chilly temperatures and very windy weather. We were not prepared. So go ahead and check this out. Oh my gosh, it is
Freezing.
so cold.
Oh my lord, that was beautiful though.
It is gorgeous. Oh, we are near the Golden Gate Bridge of San Francisco. We're freezing cold.
Yeah, it's fun.
But a little bit of time in San Francisco, so we're gonna do that. So as you can see, it was really, really beautiful. We got some really great pictures, but
Look, this.
yeah, I'm not cold.
I'm looking at me like this.
Yeah, it was cold. So after that, we actually went to the Ghirardelli Square.
Yeah.
Ghirardelli Square. Dustin's been before. Oops.
What just happened?
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we were just too cold to really worry about it too much, but I wanted to go into the spot of, it's several levels, but where it's a museum and you walk through how they make the chocolate, but I think we were just in a rush and too cold, and we were just trying to find her a hat and then move on to the next spot.
No, we went there because you had to potty.
Yeah, I did, but we had to find
Yeah,
you a
but
hat
while he was
you
in
were
the
there.
bathroom, I definitely went to get a hat because I felt like my ears, I thought I could surely get an ear infection from the wind and how cold it was. So we just kind of looked around there, didn't really do too much there, but then we walked to
What's it called?
Fisherman's Wharf.
Oh, didn't we go to the umbrella thing first?
Oh, yeah, we did do Umbrella Alley. I
Yeah.
don't think I have any footage in there of Umbrella Alley.
I wonder if we could press it and add it in. But either way, yeah, we went to Umbrella Alley, and Keanna got her little pictures and video and stuff in there.
It was so cool.
It was neat, yeah.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
And then we continued down the path to Fisherman's Wharf, which I had heard from a coworker that it's kind of gone downhill. And based on the last time I was there, it has. It's very touristy. And there was a lot of spots that just I don't know if they didn't make it out of COVID or what, but there's a lot of buildings that were, or restaurants that had closed.
Yeah, boarded up
There's still
windows.
cool stuff, but there was also, yeah. What are your thoughts?
It was kind of giving a PCB vibe, Panama City Beach,
Yeah.
Boardwalk kind of vibe. But We did see the sea lions, so that was cool at Pier 39.
Those suckers were huge. They're like probably 4 or 5 that were just ginormous. Others were big, but some were like huge.
Yeah, they smelled really bad.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like they bring the fish up on the dock and just like the fish. Is it the fish smell or?
It was like an intense
they smelled bad.
fish smell.
It was very strong.
But they were just sunbathing and just
What sounds were they making?
I don't know. Can you try it? They were just making their sounds and hanging out. On the boardwalk, they were like free ice cream, like Ben and Jerry's. We passed like 4 Ben and Jerry's, and they all wanted to give us free ice cream, but
the lines were long and it was cold, so we didn't want to walk around in the cold eating ice cream, which is shocking because I'll have ice cream just about anywhere.
Yeah, he will, but
not this time.
Okay, so after that, we were like driving around San Francisco. We really got to experience like the vertical hills. It was really kind of cool, but also kind of scary. But we got to see like just being in San Francisco and their streets because we were headed to the Painted Ladies.
Yeah, and Keanna was feeling real stressed because we had heard about how badly we know break-ins in Atlanta are terrible with cars, but apparently it's like next level in San Francisco, and we witnessed that because we went to go park, and we parked. We're like, oh, we found a decent spot. And then we look, and all the way down, there's broken glass. And
right outside this major tourist attraction, there's people everywhere.
The whole lawn is filled with people, just like hanging out, sitting there, chilling, like picnics, whatever else. So I'm like, people did this right in front of all these people?
Like,
and nobody said
glass,
anything?
like, shattered all down the street from car after car. We're looking like boom, 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 just glass. And we parked the Tesla.
Yeah, and I was like, surely this is from like last night. Maybe like overnight there were break-ins. And the van behind us was broken into, and the family was in there like, don't park here.
Yeah, they literally were like,
this happened in the middle of the day in broad daylight. It was like,
it's like 2 p.m.
Hundreds of people sitting in this lawn watching, and nobody said anything. It's crazy. Also, where are the cops? So we drove around the block, and like everywhere we went, we saw broken glass. So anyway.
Yeah, because this is like Alamo Square. Is that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called. But
something square. So it's like by the Painted Ladies, you have to like park in this square block in order to see the Painted Ladies. But
yeah,
they were breaking in.
Yeah, so when we did finally park, I was like, we're going to run up there. So we literally ran up, looked at the Painted Ladies, looked at the city.
Took some pictures.
And then
went back to the car.
She was nervous. She didn't want to go look at the car. She's like, I know it's going to be broken into.
I know. I let Dustin go to the car first because I'm like, we got this bright red Tesla is saying like, break into me. We had our luggage in the trunk. And I just felt like we were going to walk back. And they were like, we weren't concerned about the money part because we paid for insurance because the guy, when we got the Tesla, pretty much told us, like, look, this is the #1 city for car break-ins. You need to get the insurance. And we were like, we're from Atlanta. It's like, we'll be fine. And then he was like, you'll see. Yeah. So we weren't worried about the money aspect because we knew we were covered for break-ins. Crazy. But I just didn't want to deal with, like, that ruining our day. We can't drive around in this cold city with no windows. Ugh. But luckily, we didn't have to worry about that. But the Painted Ladies is really cool.
Everywhere you look.
Everywhere you look. Oh, yeah, this is where the Full House theme song was shot. But this is not where those houses... I mean, this is not where they actually shot the show. After that, we went to Chinatown, which I was excited about, but I don't know.
I wasn't not excited about it. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, it was indifferent. It looks cool.
It was so cool. It kind of reminded me of being in London and being in Chinatown in London. I will say the Chinatown in London was a little bit cleaner, I think.
I don't know about that, but I can say that it wasn't like super clean.
Yeah, we passed this park, and it was like the cutest park.
Yeah.
It just had these old, like very old, like Chinese elders just playing like card games
yeah.
and like dice games, like
sitting in like big old coats, and like they were
yes,
walking
they were
down
so
like,
cold.
and they like knew each other or would like just whatever sit down with a group of people and play these games.
Yeah, it was so cute and wholesome. Like that's their chance to like get out of the house, I'm sure, like stay social, keep their minds sharp. It was just really cute to see. We didn't get video footage of that, but we did like walk around. We walked into a few like touristy shops. They have some very questionable bells.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay. But then we went to a Chinese restaurant to get like lunch, and it was called
Nanking's. Right?
Yeah, Nanking, and it's like one of the more popular places there. It was very authentic. We got Mandarin chicken,
something like that,
or sesame chicken.
Yeah,
sesame chicken. We had so much food. You'll see, like we could have shared the plate. But I was proud of Dustin for eating authentic Chinese food. It was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
One of our last destinations was the Palace of Fine Arts. It was really pretty.
Yeah, it was really, I don't know, it's fascinating. Like, just the architecture was cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I don't really know the purpose of it. Like, it just seems to be this really lovely fixture in the middle of San Francisco, but like...
I told you what it was. Remember I researched it, but now I can't remember what it was, what the purpose was.
Yeah, and we went inside the building
it's like an
attached.
exhibition. There was like an exhibition a long time ago, and it was like basically showcasing something, and then they rebuilt it entirely like years later, but I can't remember what it was. They're showcasing something.
The building was a little sketchy on the inside, but the outside was lovely. They had really cool plants, and it just seemed like you were in a different country.
Yeah, it was really neat.
To
where did we go?
Lombard.
Oh yeah.
Did I say it right?
Yeah. She said like Lombard,
no,
Lombardy.
I kept saying Lombard Street.
Lombard Street.
We went to Lombard Street. No. We rode down it, so we did. It's Lombard Street is the. Is it right? It's the curvy. Well, it's not even the curviest street in San Francisco. It's just the most famous of the curvy streets in San Francisco. But I was like, why would people live here? It's literally like
hairpin
an
turns.
S-curve.
Yeah, it's hairpin turns all the way down. And so, yeah, but people have like their driveways. Like, I don't know, how do you get out of that? I don't,
and like the thought of all these tourists.
Like up and down your street all day, every day.
Yeah, no, that seems like a lot. That was pretty much it. That was our trip to San Francisco. After that, we were so cold, so tired. We did try to go to the park or the botanical gardens.
Yeah, that was a fail. I don't know why it was a fail.
It was so hard. You can't really like navigate it through the car, and we didn't know where to park, and it was just...
When I'd gone earlier in the day for one, but I was like riding a bike. And that was like back in 2015 or 2016. But I was riding a bike around, and so I like rode around the whole park. And there's a lot to see, but yeah, we struggled with the the GPS in the Tesla is not great.
No,
That
and
did
you
not
can't
help.
connect your Apple Play, so you can't pull up Google Maps.
At least not in that one, and so it was not.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a struggle. We wanted to see it, but didn't happen. So then we drove back to the airport,
Yep.
dropped off the car,
Got dinner.
watched basketball.
Yeah,
Was
that
the
was pretty much
championship
it.
game. That was
It was
it?
pretty boring too, I think.
The game was not not good.
Yeah, then we just counted down the time till our overnight flight back home. And here we are. But would you go back to San Francisco again?
I maybe because I would still love to see like the redwood forest. Mm-hmm. I still would like to see that. And there's like other areas I think that are not as touristy, but like still beautiful scenery. Mm-hmm. And maybe like in a warmer time of the year, like it might still be chilly, but not as cold as it was this time.
I heard that their summers are like colder than their winters.
I don't know. I don't remember being that like. I remember being on Golden Gate Bridge when I went, but I was riding around in like shorts and a t-shirt. Yeah, I wasn't cold. It was not warm. It wasn't like hot, but it wasn't cold. Mm. On that side of the bridge, it was, but everywhere else it was just like the nights were cold, but the days were.
I would go back, I think. I mean, I don't necessarily need to see the touristy things as much, but I do feel like there's probably like a lot of good food that we didn't really get to taste.
Right.
And like cool restaurants. I've seen a lot of cool places with like cool cocktails and things like that. So I definitely think I would want to be able to explore more of that kind of area.
And there's a lot within like a 45-minute drive, I feel like.
Heck yeah.
So there's a lot we could see.
Everything was like less than 15 minutes apart.
Yeah.
All these
and the
different
landscapes
things.
are just different than anything we see here. So I think that's more of what I'd enjoy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's our trip. We will see you guys next Saturday.
oh my God.